All right, it's 9:24 here, Big 550 KTRS. Kenny Broad is with us. Kenny, you are a Famelab host and part of the National Geographic 2011 Explorer of the Year, and you're going to be at WashU this weekend. Good morning. Welcome to Big 550 KTRS.
Hey, good morning to you. Thanks for having me.
What is Famelab?
So Famelab is this. It's a competition that, in the most fun sense of the word, and it's sponsored by National Geographic and NASA. And the whole idea is to get young people to be able to communicate what's often kind of tricky, complex, full of jargon science to a general audience. So they've got 2 minutes to get up on stage and make it not just educational, but fun, engaging, and understandable to, a wide range of people. So it's going to be a really fun event, and there'll be a panel of judges, and then there's the final is going to be Saturday night at 7 o'clock at Washington University at the 560 Music Center. So we're going to have the finals where the audience gets to judge, and then I give a talk about underwater exploration right afterwards.
Because you're a underwater photographer.
I'm a cave diver, cave explorer.
Cave explorer.
And the photographs that I'm going to show and the videos are absolutely amazing, and I can brag about them because I didn't take them. Most of them were taken by Wes Skiles, and anyone who's looked at any of the pages of National Geographic probably recognize his name.
Let me ask you this question. You're sitting around one day and you say, boy, I sure would like to explore underground caves?
Well, right beneath our feet is this world we don't know about, and my doctor, said I'm getting too much sun because I work here in Miami, so I figured why not go underground? And it's a whole nother world, and besides just the fact you get this feeling you've been somewhere where no one's ever been, on top of it, that's our supply. We always think about the rivers and the lakes because they're beautiful, they're important. I mean, you know it better than anyone in St. Louis. But if you take away all the water in the world that's locked up in ice, about 95% of it is groundwater and aquifers in these reservoirs beneath our feet, and it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. In some parts of the world, we can actually physically go in there, take samples, see all the neat sorts of creatures that live in there. We can take geologic samples to figure out what the climate was like in the past. So it's kind of one-stop shopping for science.
Famelab is this weekend, Friday and Saturday, February 21st and 22nd at Washington University. Can you sign up now, or is it all set?
Yes. Well, you can sign up. It's been kind of widely publicized to a lot of the undergraduate and graduate students at Washington University and the other surrounding universities. I think you can still probably show up at 9 a.m. on Friday, and that's where they're doing a whole day of the tryouts. But the big event for the public is, again, it's on Saturday evening at 7 p.m. at the 560 Music Center at Washington University, and that's the one that'll be the big show.
It's a brilliant idea, because how many times do you talk to these scientists or these guys, these experts, and they talk to you in jargon that you have no idea what they're talking about?
Yeah, and it's a big problem. But, I'm actually a professor at the University of Miami, and the thing I try to nail my students is you're not impressing anyone by using words, use the simplest words possible, use analogies we can all figure out. Communication's not what you say, it's what people hear. So that as a radio celeb.
It's also interesting that last hour we were talking to Jennifer Williams from St. Louis Closet Company, and she was talking about how so many businesses don't have websites because they're afraid and they don't understand. If people don't understand your product and they're afraid to use it, that doesn't help you any.
No, that's right. And that's a big battle for, young scientists who you're scraping for money, whether it's grants, whether it's donations, so you got to be able to not only tell people what's interesting about what you're doing, but what does it mean for their lives as well.
How hard is it to teach these kids or to show these kids? Because let's face it, they have a different mind than I have. I might be able to paint a better picture, but I can't paint a picture or I can paint it. They can't, but they can explain it, or they can actually create the picture. I can paint it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Well, I think in some cases it's hopeless. All right, how's that? In part, it's just certain personalities get into certain fields, and communication may not be their forte. In other cases, the science is just so complex, it's hard to simplify it enough. But I think in 99% of the cases, you really can teach someone the basics of communicating and help them kind of mold their message in a simple way.
As great as this is, it shouldn't just be for techies. It should be for everybody, because I think everybody needs an editor.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's true. I think that's something, and maybe it's changing. I mean, I'm kind of old. I'm 47 years old, but I see that the younger generation coming, even my little kids, they're much more comfortable in presenting information in front of their class. They're more attuned at putting together presentations, PowerPoint types, and making them interesting, fun, using graphics. Those are things that were completely alien to me till pretty recently.
Yeah. And I wonder if Twitter is helping or hurting. People say we're only talking to each other in 140 characters, but if you have to condense a sentence or a thought into 140 characters, that's got to help, at least some.
Twitter? What's Twitter?
Oh, yeah, you are old, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I'll be honest with you. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Facebook, but I can see the attraction. But to me, one of the reasons, going back to your question, why I like to go underground, there's no cell reception, there's no cable, there's no Facebook. You're completely focused on what you're doing, and that's getting harder and harder to get digitally disconnected.
For now, there's no cell service down below, but give it another week or two, you'll be making phone calls.
Hopefully, one of these Famelab kids doesn't come up with that idea.
Famelab this weekend at Washington University, Friday and Saturday, February 21st and 22nd. Kenny Broad, our guest. Is there a website to find out more information?
There is, and again, the big event's 7 p.m. on Saturday evening at the 560 Music Center, and the website is famelab-yeg.eventbrite.com.
All right, now hold on a second here.
That's a tough one. Maybe you guys can put on your radio site.
Now hold on a second. You guys are promoting the fact that you're taking techies and creating a better message, and that's their website?
I will claim ignorance on this one. I'm not sure who set that up, and I'm. Let's see, who can we blame? Do you have another radio station?
I got plenty of people. It takes you more than 2 minutes to actually tell me the website.
I'll do anything for attention.
What's the website again?
It's famelab-yeg.eventbrite, and the Bright is BRITE.com.
All right. Google it. How about that? We'll just do that.
Yeah, I think you'll find it if you Google it. And
I would
tell the 560 Music Center, which I think everyone in your town knows about.
Sure.
So.
I would tell people to go to your Facebook page, but you don't have a Facebook page.
Now go to National Geographic or University of Miami, and you can look up Kenny Broad, and there's plenty you can mock.
Kenny Broad, thanks very much for coming in. Have a safe trip into town.
Thank you. Best to everyone.
You got it. Kenny Broad with us. Famelab host this weekend. Pretty big deal going on at Washington University, but whoever created that website, that's a fail. I want to do a Famelab presentation on websites names. That's embarrassing.
-WEG
/Bright but Bright is BITE. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. That's exactly what we were talking about with Jennifer Williams from the St. Louis Closet Company last
Clear,
hour.
concise, to the point.
Clear, concise, to the point. Who can remember that website? All right. You can remember this. Speaking of bad names, the Repertory Theater is